who's ever with a squirter, don't do it standing up on a patio under concrete because it sounds like you're throwing a bucket on a windshield at a high school car wash.
Just a spoonful of medicine, Doc. Make the medicine go down.
Barbed wire match. LOL Comedy Club.
In my country, we feed you to bear, who I then wrestle with.
Hold on. We'll get to how you guys aren't really friends in a second.
What is wrong with you? I could do a handstand right
Let me
here.
see. I want to say handstand. Go, Chrissie.
A handstand?
I want to see
really?
handstand.
You're crossing a line here that probably will never be able to come back from.
That's so true.
Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network. You're listening to Gas Digital Best of the Week.
All right, so this is Gassing Me Anything. We usually have an intro where the guest is introduced by Bobby's voice. So to keep with tradition, please, Bobby, introduce yourself in your voice. I need your radio voice too.
No, I'm not. What am I gonna say? You got to give me a script. Then.
All right. Say that you are the executive producer of Legion of Skanks, the third hidden boss of Gas Digital Studios, and an original regular on Ron and Fez.
No, that is not true though. Welcome to Gas Me Anything, where you, the live viewer, get to ask all the questions.
He's so embarrassed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's go on to some questions.
This is a question from me. Have you had more sex at the compound offices or at the Gas Digital offices?
I've never had sex at a Gas Digital office.
What?
Never.
Okay.
I mean, where it would have been either here or Ralph's apartment, and I'm not doing that.
Dude, Ralph's apartment sets the mood, though. I don't know what you're talking.
I get it, but that's not happening.
I had sex 3 times on camera at Ralph's apartment.
On camera is another whole story, but yeah, I mean, I because I know what you're alluding to. I used to have the key to Kumia's studio in the city, in the Midtown studio. I think they still have it. But his office, I had the key to go up to the elevator, and then you'd have another key to get into the studio. But I would never go into the studio with the girl. I would take her into the bathroom. It was just a place to go when you're drinking and you're hanging out with a chick, and you needed a little privacy.
You don't want to go all the way back to Queens?
Yeah, exactly. We're hanging out in the city.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And I probably did it maybe 3 times.
Got it. Okay, so I think gas staff knows now. They have 3 times to come here and in a bathroom, apparently.
No. I was irresponsible.
Dude, I was with a squirter once, and first of all, any who's ever with a squirter, don't do it standing up on a patio under concrete because it sounds like you're throwing a bucket on a windshield at a high school car wash. It is the splash drip sound on the concrete is not appealing at all.
You had me at high school car wash.
And I thought I broke her. I didn't know what was happening. And she wanted to be choked, and I'm choking her, and she's like, I'm like, when is she gonna tap out? And she's like, harder. And I was like, okay. And she squirted everywhere, and it sounded, I mean, it was just like I mean, it was like when you put a bucket on top of a door and they open it.
Like the ice bucket challenge.
Oh, the sound. And then she passed out, and I'm like,
what do you mean she passed
she's
out?
dead now.
She passed out. She wanted to be choked, and that made her squirt, and there's squirt dripping out of the sky.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere, just spraying. It's getting on my legs. We're naked on a patio. She's passed out. I got half an arm up her because she had a kid, and her didn't forget about it. And she's fucking limp, and I'm like, I'm wearing her like a hand puppet, and I'm just smacking her like, lady, wake up. I don't want to have you die. And
Wait. Okay. Wait, were you drinking a glass of water and then she squirted?
And that's how me and Ian met.
Ventriloquist. I'm just desperately trying to make her be like,
to reanimate her heart.
That was GYN, so you go to a dude GYN, huh?
Yeah, Dr. Kyan. Shout out to him. Cause I be really talking to him. Like we got a special relationship. Cause I like to play myself a lot, whatever, right? So like during the pandemic, I used to get it in a lot. Cause I got a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I started making like a lot of appointments to him and stuff like that. And because I just like how it feel. Like I just like the touch. Sometimes I be needing a male touch.
Jesus Christ.
I tell it too much.
Even with the glove on, huh?
Right. It just.
Hey, Doc,
and the
take
way
the
he
glove
spoke
off
to
this
me.
time. Take the glove off, man. I know you. I've been coming for like 9 years, dude. You
Put my legs up. Put me in the
You
stirrups.
take the
So
glove off.
I get awkward, whatever. So one time, you know how they leave the robe in there, they tell you to come, like put it on and stuff.
We don't go to the
GYN.
Y'all go to the doctor though?
I went
I'm doing pretty good. I'm done.
I went
I'm
once,
pretty good these days.
and I went once because I'll tell you, go ahead, finish your story. I'm going to tell you something.
All right. Yeah.
So he left the room, and then I didn't put the robe on. I was just butt naked.
Oh my God.
He didn't understand.
He didn't understand. Oh no.
Legs spread open. He just went with the flow.
He just went with the flow.
Right. He put that machine in me.
Oh
no. Yeah,
Sherry Ann was
he being a professional. He all looking at his watch. So anything changing with you? And you just
and
over
she
here
over there having a good old time.
Cause I need
You
that.
be busting a nut in there. Come on, Cherry Ann.
like, Doc, I felt something like right up. Like if you just go in and up. I felt something
If you go in
there.
and up 2 inches. If
Yeah.
you go up and then 2 inches in, I think that's where the problem was.
And you feel it. If you just keep jamming it up there.
I think that's where the problem was.
You see what I'm talking about.
I think I got a cyst on my G-spot. If you could work on that.
You just squirting the doctor's face.
hilarious.
See? That's what happens every time. That's what I came in here for.
Yo, based on a true story. No lies.
Just a spoonful of medicine, Doc. Make the medicine go down.
Yes.
A spoonful of sugar.
Okay, so if we're talking about strategy, I actually have read a lot of books on how to trick a man into marrying you. And again, it's like something that I read and I'm so not interested in it.
What's rule
it's not
number
trick.
one?
It's not trick.
Is rule number one just fuck him every day until he does it?
No, I mean, it's basically like you have to just go along with their ideas, you know, because men want to be respected. Women should be adored. And so you just have to be like very feminine, like wear a lot of dresses and like anytime they say something, be like, oh my God, that's such a good idea.
So have
laugh a lot, talk less.
So have self-respect and be supportive. Yeah, that's also what I would say is what a man should do to get married.
Having self-respect is not saying that every idea your partner has is good. That's
that's the taking care of yourself and
crazy
and dressing nice. That's I was relating.
No. But I'm saying super feminine. So it's like you can't dress like Diane Keaton. You know, you can't like.
Oh.
That's not. I don't know that that's a good one. The one that is like the one to go to is called Getting to I Do. That's
Getting
like
to I Do.
Yeah, that's like the
I almost want to
Bible
read that.
on it.
How mentally ill to the idea that you would want to convince if you need to push him to marry you. That's like devastatingly bad.
Okay, so it's not. First of all, it's not tricking, and like theoretically, I completely understand what they're saying, and I would argue that even though it feels like you're tricking men into marrying you, you're actually not. And I think that most men with less progressive views would actually like that book because it would push women into a more classically feminine role. And I think even though if at first glance you would be like, I'm being tricked into getting married, you would actually get yourself a more subdued wife and probably like it better if you are one of those types of men. So that's my argument for that book.
Okay, interesting.
And I mean, why I can't go along with anything in it. Even though theoretically I think they are correct. fact, if your only goal is to get married, I think that book is spot on.
I want you to know that I am, as we speak, buying that book.
I have it. I'll just let you borrow it.
No. And I promise you, I am going to gift it to the next person you're in a serious relationship with upon meeting them.
What the is wrong with you?
Meeting them, I'm going to go, hey, so nice to meet you. I've heard a lot of good things about you. And then I'm going to give them this book and be like, you're probably going to need this.
What is wrong with you?
Because as always, you're the man in the relationship, and you've got to have a guy that's like, how do I get her to I do?
Well, it's funny because my therapist did say to me, you need to decide if you wanted to be respected or adored. And I said, number one, Kirsten, I would like to be both. And she said, okay, you can't do that. And then I was like thinking about it. And I was like, I think respected more than adored, probably. As far as like respect my ideas more than like adore my existence is more important.
I could adore you for your ideas, which I respect.
Stop trying to conflate the two ideas. You're not more smart than Dr. Patricia Allen.
Firstly, Dr. Patricia can suck my dick. I did it. I did it in one sentence. I fucking knocked her whole thing out of the park. Boom! I went to zero school, bitch, and look at this. I adore you for your ideas and respect you.
Is off the fucking rails.
You deserve everything, Corinne.
Fucking go, just. I like that you're trolling me with fucking nice things. I hate you and everything about you.
I know you do.
We're doing a question for Cosmopolitan Magazine. I don't know if you'd like to answer it. It's about dad bods. Rate this dad bod from 1 to 10.
Dad bod, 1 to 10.
Dad bod. Strictly dad bod.
7.
Thank you.
Now, if you had to compare, see the guy in purple?
He's also a father. Now we're thinking dad bods. Strictly dad bods. What do you think?
6.
Yeah, he's got a shitty dad bod,
Yeah,
right?
you piece of shit.
What
Thank
about
you so much.
Dave Temple? He's got the most kids out of all.
Doesn't have a dad bod.
No dad bod? Even like, what about his titties?
Nah.
You like his body the best? You like dad bods or jack bods?
Neither. I like personality.
Personality of a body. What type of personality is the best?
Silly and goofy. And
So true. So true. What are the diamonds in your teeth?
what are they? They're not diamonds. You think I can afford diamonds? No, they're just...
Yeah, I love your Halo shirt that you got for free for sending in box to
tooth gems I do
box
myself.
tips.
You put them on yourself? With what?
Glue.
What does your dentist say?
I don't have a dentist.
You have great teeth for not having a dentist.
Thank you very much.
Everyone has great teeth. My teeth are all right. I
Like
took
you
a
could-
lot of
you
medication
could
as a
fucking drive a
child.
truck through
Excuse
those.
me. I took a lot of medication as a child and it stunted my teeth growth.
Do you think he used to grind his teeth because he was so stressed over how fat he is?
Probably.
I lost like 4 pounds, miss, stranger. Durf, I'm silly, Durf.
What do you do for a living?
I have 3 jobs. I'm a studio manager for a famous artist. I do construction, and I bartend at an appointment-only Rolex store.
You're a bartender. That's amazing.
What's your favorite job of the 3?
Bartending. Oh,
Most tips there?
yeah.
Or do the Rolex people act like they're all like hoity-toity and then they never buy a Rolex?
Toity, but then they'll tip you like $400 out of the blue.
That's
What
amazing.
do you pour? Veuve Clicquot?
Not true.
Huh?
Veuve Clicquot? Is that the champagne?
Co?
Is that not how you say it? How do you say it?
Veuve Clicquot.
So you're a bartender. I
do
have a
stuff
trick
like
question
that.
for you. What's in a Kir Royale?
Huh?
What's in a Kir Royale?
A Kir Royale is cassis and champagne.
Holy shit, this girl knows her stuff. Okay, I got a construction question for you now.
Construction now.
If I wanted to renovate my guest bathroom, I have a stand-up shower. We have a small bathtub, toilet. My wife's always like, you never clean it enough. We got an...
Clean it more and then renovate it.
But we want a jacuzzi tub because my wife's knee hurts all the time.
All right.
She has a dad bod.
What do you think you could do? What do you think? Talking about my wife?
No, just
break
you're
your
making
fucking
fun of-
jaw.
No, dude, this is your knees are.
What? What are you pointing
Berg
at?
space.
What the fuck is your problem?
Sorry.
All right. Andy has this genius idea for cigarettes. They should sell like a daily pack.
What do you mean?
Like they should sell just like 5 cigarettes.
Wait, did we get in a
You understand that people used to
30-minute fight
Yeah,
on a
you
podcast for
definitely
you to say that's a great idea?
You disagree so hard. We both called you an idiot. Like, and
We spent 30 minutes on a pod of you calling me fucking stupid, and you're gonna now go, that's the best. Why are we friends with him?
Well, hold on. You understand?
You said that, and I thought I was like, I must be retarded because I thought he hated this idea.
Hold on. We'll get to how you guys aren't really friends in a second.
Oh fuck, dude! My idea is the 5-pack of cigs.
Okay.
And I think it's brilliant because I like cigs. I'm a big fan of cigs. Cigs, if you want to sponsor me, hit me up.
Big Sig?
Big Sig. Big Sig.
Which, by the way, looks like it would be Nate's name in jail.
I gotta button this shirt up.
He's like, hey, Menthol, get over here. No, but
I remember why I hated it now, and I remember.
Was it my tone? I really get.
No, it sounds like bad business. Actually, like it
sounds
doesn't
like
sound like
bad
they would make
business.
money. It seems good for the
Yeah.
consumer.
How would it not make money? You can get a 6-pack of beer. You can get a 12-pack of beer. You can get an 18-pack of beer. You can get a 30-pack of beer. Why would 5 cigs not sell?
Because
there's got to be a legal thing. Like they're not allowed to sell.
Oh no,
loose
I'm
shit.
sure it's a legal thing. I looked. I thought about that because I
You're
was
about
on.
to get into
I was on
this?
the. Well, no, I was on the
About to get into
PBR
repackaging
website.
cigs, bitch.
Hold on. You guys buried the lead. I was on the PBR website. It was a sentence we should have all focused on.
I was on the PBR website.
Yo, who's ever been on the PBR website?
Who goes to a website?
No, because I was what the fuck? I saw on Instagram. I forget exactly how it started, but I remembered PBR had sick merch, so I went on their website to look at their merch, and then
pull it up.
And then I remembered. So my wife told me the story that when
That's pretty sick merch, dude.
Yeah, they got decent merch, and then my
how
wife.
how much you spend though?
I didn't spend anything. I just like the vanity search.
That Paps right there, that's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Dude, I would
hoodie's
get
pretty
the
dope.
fucking light blue hat. I would fuck that up.
It's Big Andy.
And I would fuck that up and pretend I knew how to fix an engine.
How much is it, dude?
Thank you, Booth, and no one in here. No, so then I remembered my wife was telling me the story that her family, when she was younger, smoked so much Marlboro and had so many Marlboro points that they got her a Marlboro Red sleeping bag.
That's high class.
Yeah, and she dude, she would take that to like fucking sleepovers and
My
everything.
dad got me a leather jacket from Merit Ultralight, and then like 3 months later, got my brother a suede jacket from Merit Ultralight.
What the fuck is Merit Ultra?
That's the funniest
They don't even make them anymore. My dad was born in 1930.
Dude, that is the best part about talking to an older person is they'll rattle off like 20 different cigarettes you've never heard of.
You ever smoked the Jimmys before?
No, the best was. Do you guys are probably young enough where you don't remember Virginia Slims.
No,
I've heard the name.
Okay, so Virginia Slims were.
That's the hot
Harrington
lady.
smokes Virginia Slims. He just gave me a dirty look. Did your mom smoke Virginia Slims?
I'm trying to get the
Oh, yeah.
group.
Yeah. Did Bruce Harrington ever bum a Virginia Slim off your mother?
Never.
Did you guys know that Mike's dad was a cop who pistol whipped all the black people out of Scarsdale?
Scarsdale, New York?
Yeah. You know there's no black people in Scarsdale?
Because of Mike?
Bruce Harrington.
Drove them out like the snakes from Ireland.
Is that a fact?
No, Jesus.
You did say that very convincingly.
I was convinced. Yeah, I still think those guys are fucking Johnny's mother.
Hold on, I got another text.
Oh, and
Hey, dude, going to get some Gatorade, so I have a second to check in. Checked out the live feed. Seemed like you guys are having a blast. All right, back to fucking Johnny's mother.
What up, motherfuckers? It's the Real Ass Podcast.
What was your dream when you were a little kid, Chrissy?
I wanted to be a gymnast and a veterinarian. I was like, I can definitely do both.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
probably could have, right? So
And I am kind of doing both. Well, I was a varsity gymnast in high school, and then I love animals. So there.
To combine those would be something.
Mm-hmm.
You do off the pummel board with a needle right into a dog's ass.
So when did you stop doing gymnastics?
After high school.
Can you still do flips and shit?
Yes.
You
if
do a
I
flip.
had to. If it was like a life or death situation where like, Chrissy, you have to do a
Chrissy,
backhand
if you don't
spring.
do a backhand spring, I'll fucking you right now.
I mean, there's not enough space right
Well,
here. But
guess
if we
what?
were
You gotta pick
outside-
I'm back in the podcast game.
Joe's like, why am I here?
I'm starting a new podcast called Backflip or.
I could do a handstand right
Let me see.
here.
I want to say handstand. Go, Chrissy.
A handstand?
I want to say
Really?
handstand. Chrissy, look, Chrissy's
Watch out for the
fucking.
lights.
As Chrissy's getting older, she's getting hotter. It's a weird thing.
That's true.
Kick anybody. Maybe there.
Let me see. I want to say it.
Maybe by the door. Okay.
Should
Look
I
at Chrissy's
Should I
fucking-
stand right above it?
Look
just
at her
to-
tats. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
she kicked
God.
the camera.
Booted the
wildly.
camera.
But look, dude, pretty righteous.
Gravity.
Wow! Oh, great shot. Who's working the cameras? Well
That was
done.
pretty good.
I can't even see anyone. Oh.
Chrissy, I was very impressed. Did we just break that camera? I know Andrea just brought 3 cameras to. I mean, it seems very wobbly now.
I really was gonna try.
It's
not
really
to kick
wobbly,
it.
Shannon. Did
That's
she
all right.
break it?
It's all right.
Well-
It's just the shot of us.
My boobs almost fell out.
Oh, Ralph's gonna be so mad at me.
Oh no, it's
I
moving.
just overheard him talking about like people
Here
leaving
we go.
messes.
Yeah, no, Ralph hates that.
I haven't.
Blame
No, there's
me.
the shot. You look great.
Yeah, we're great.
Chrissy,
that was worth it.
very impressive.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
awesome.
Zach Amico's Midnight Spook Show.
Oh, you mean peaches. Old thug ass peaches.
Wait, do you have any peaches?
Yeah,
That's
she's the
awesome.
Yeah, and she's exact. She's an Aunt Peaches.
Do you know why they call her Peaches?
Why?
Because she got D's and D's.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, she did that to me. It's been burned in my head ever since.
Wait, she said that to you?
No, I asked her. I was like, why do they call you Peaches? And then I was like, oh, all right. Yeah. She was like making greens too. Like,
Hey, Aunt Stereotype.
Yeah. She's wild, dude. She was telling me she was hanging out with this drug dealer. She had like $15,000 worth of heroin in her bra, and they were driving down the highway. And he was like, they were arguing down the highway, and he was like, "Get out my car," and she was like, "No." He was like, "Get out my car. I'm going to pull over and pull you out." And she was like, "No." So he got out the car, he pulled over, got out the car, grabbed a traffic cone, and broke the window. And she was like, all right, I'll leave. Yeah.
He broke his own window.
Yeah.
And did she take the heroin out of her titties?
I don't think so.
But that story is when I knew Peaches was a problem. Like, if you're so mad at a woman that you break your own car window to get her, you're losing it.
Yeah, dude.
She's got you.
Don't make me get Peaches on you.
Yeah, I don't want no problems with that mental warfare.
She'll go to a bar, drink a Scorpion Bowl, and be like, "These bitches is looking at me." And oh no, she's warming up, dude.
She just goes to a bar, get fucked up, and just going,
Sweet's
"What'd
like-
you say all night?"
Yeah.
Like, yo, Peaches, you're 50. You're going to get your ass whooped out
Wait,
here.
what's a
Nah,
Scorpion?
dude, they're scared of her. Everybody.
She sounds like she orders her drink by color. Here's some of that red shit.
It's a big fishbowl. It's looking like blue.
She drinks exclusively umbrella drinks.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Yo MMA Rap with Louis J. Gomez and Dave Smith.
I remember, so I met Luke once. I met Luke and Khabib the same day, where John Fitch brought me in to train at AKA, and it was wild. I mean, it was just, like, the room was so fucking deep. And Khabib and all of his guys walked in, and this was, like, height of, like, GOAT Khabib. And, oh my God, I've never told this story.
This is after he beat Connor?
Yeah. And I've never told this story, but you were one of the rare comedy crossovers, so I can tell this too. I think we'll appreciate this. Fitch introduced me to Khabib, and he just goes, "Hey, this is my friend Jamey. He does comedy." And Khabib goes, "I don't. What do you mean?" And he's like, "Oh, Jamey does. He does like stand up comedy." And Khabib literally is like, I don't. He's like, he like makes jokes. And Khabib's like, and he's like, he's a brown belt. And Khabib's like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And like, just the lack of respect and or just not knowing that comedy is a job.
He goes, "You tell ha-has for hoo-hoos?" You goes, "A grown man? You get up there and you tell sillies?"
You like clown who gets mocked by village?
You get okay.
People throw food at you?
In my country, we feed you to bear, who I then wrestle with. Like, okay.
Clown warm-up act for
He's
bear
just-
I fight.
He's here to feed to Luke Rockhold, no? Is that not? Is this what? Is this politically incorrect? How you say? Okay. Wow, that is something.
It was so crazy. And then he walked up to me. He walked up to me afterward. He had his gloves on, and he just he pointed down at the ground and said nothing to me. And I was like, "What's up, man?" And he just is pointing, and I was like, "Is that your water? Do you want your water?" And he just points at his face, and I go to like hand him the water, and then he keeps pointing like at his mouth, and I was like,
he goes, "Feed it to me, funny boy. Feed me my water."
It just was like, it was so
gentle. Feed water. Now feed water to my whole team.
I was like, okay, whatever you want. Tell me funny, haha, while feed water.
Hey, natural born killers, Legion of Skanks. Welcome to the
Have you lost a fight because a guy was more wound up than you?
No.
No, that's my one when I got fucking nice.
But I try to curb my anger.
Yeah, I've backed down from a fight because a guy was more angry than me. I don't think I've ever lost a fight. I've lost a fight because a guy was a better fighter than me. I don't think I've ever lost a fight because he was more angry.
That fight that I was in with
down
Chris Cotton, I lost because I was not as angry as the guys we were fighting.
What? When was this?
This was at the old LOL club.
You remember that?
So
That was like a big thing. It was a Lewis story.
No, I didn't remember that.
Basically, Chris is hosting the show. Some guys coming from Staten Island with their girls, and they're not really here for the show. They're here to hang out with their dates. So they're talking, heckling, doing all kinds of shit. I think they give Chris Scopo like he can't get a joke off in this fucking show.
Still,
so Chris Cotton hasn't to go back up.
Since they didn't respect Scopo's fat ass, dude.
I got a fat ass. We're from Staten Island, queer.
Wait, so Scopo was hosting the show?
No,
or
Cotton.
Cotton was
So
hosting
Cotton
the show.
goes back up and
Who's
tries
Cotton
to calm
was
the room
fucking
down.
hilarious, by the
But
way.
he had no skills in diffusing a situation. Now,
Yes,
so
that's
his way of
fair.
diffusing it was he literally goes, "Hey, y'all, I get it. I'm from a bad neighborhood too. I ain't never been nowhere, but for real, y'all need to shut up or I'll fuck both y'all up. South Philly in the building, pussy."
Really?
That's what he said to these guys in front of their girls. And
That is one way to host a show.
And then proceeded to just bring the next comic up to that contention, right? So
please welcome Alex Pavone.
So basically, when they pay their check, they want to get out early, the rowdy people, right? And while Chris is in the hallway and they're coming out, they bring them out to pay their check and get them out of there. And they're still snapping at Chris from behind the bartender. Yeah, fuck you, we leaving, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right, whatever, y'all. Yeah. So the guy, he actually approaches Chris because he's mad. They've been sunned in front of their girls. So they're ready to fight. They're looking for a reason to fight. And, Chris is like, all right, really, I don't want no trouble. He's like, yo, if you come any closer, I'm going to hit you. And the guy came closer, and Chris dapped it. And then came to the green room to be like, yo, Dave, get ready. So this is where
He goes,
I'm
get
in
ready for what? He goes, it's actually currently happening.
Exactly. So my level of anger is 0.
What's up, dudes?
What's going on out
Do
there?
you guys like blunts?
I just picture Dave with like 2 feet up on a stool, relaxed.
I'm in the back fucking around on the piano, you know what I mean? Chris comes running in and he's like, Dave, look a lot, and I turn, and Chris is facing the door with his fist cocked back, like ready to punch whatever comes through the door. And you hear the ladies that are with the guy screaming, "Why not?" So there's a ruckus, and the girl comes through first, so Chris backs off, and then they all file in. And the girls are screaming, "Why did you hit him? Why did you hit him? No, no, no." And these guys are trying to get through the fight. And then I'm like, whoa, like what the fuck is happening? And I've registered. So now it's a square off. It's a 2-2. I got his back. You know what I mean? We go at it. But again, I am nowhere near as angry as a guy who's been insulted in front of his girlfriend.
Chris, real quick.
And then punched in front of his girlfriend.
You guys are back to back like John Will going, Chris, fucking brief me. What's going on, dude?
Circling around.
Yeah.
Why do we hate these guys?
Right.
He did what?
Right.
He said who? Shut up.
The
Did
fight.
you tell him we're South Philly? What's up?
Tell him we're in the house. Tell him we'll fuck him up.
I tried that, man. He kept coming.
Damn it. Did you bring up Chris Scopo?
They weren't mesmerized by that fat ass.
So yeah, man, the fight, it takes off. It's going pretty good. I get my guy with a shot in the eye, and he has to back off. But his girlfriend came at me, and that I wasn't ready for.
Right.
and I wasn't angry enough to hit the girl.
She's on her period.
Right. But because I wasn't paying attention to her, that's when he picked up a folding chair and he rearranged my nose.
Oh!
Knocked it off to the side of my
Wrestling
face.
rules.
Yeah, man. So had I been angry enough, I probably should
And
have
still,
been. Yeah.
and still with that broken nose, he climbed the ladder and took the belt from high above. Madison Square Garden Arena.
Barbed wire match. LOL Comedy Club.
And that's
We're
when
getting paid $10.
It was a
for
foot
this.
race with Jeff Hardy up the ladder.
Because the owner of LOL Comedy Club just stood over and went, Stone Cold, Stone Cold.
I thought to myself, I either got ripped off or this is my first case.
Food tour. Ever been to Italy, Shane?
Yeah, I did a Segway tour of Rome, actually, which is Athens. That's Greece.
Are you confused with your empires?
No, it was. It wouldn't be the first time for sure. It was in the exact same trip that I did that we went to Rome and Athens. But yeah, I enjoy Italy quite a bit.
Yeah. I find that it's the Las Vegas of Catholicism. It's like you just walking into a church every 5 seconds. You find that? Church, fountain, gelato, fountain, church, priest, nun.
I was raised Catholic and I didn't even notice that.
No?
Yeah. But that's a very good insight.
I have a lot of good insights on this show, Shane. Were you upset by the ruins? Did you go, I mean, who's the contractor here? Do you look at it from a contractor's point of view?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I missed that aspect of the insight. I think that I probably was too easy on them. I think that I had appreciated the greatness that it once was, right, and marveled that I got to see what remained of it. And I can now, as you ask that question, I can now think to myself, yeah, I mean, this is an advertisement for shoddy construction. And if you take a tour of like the Colosseum or whatever, they'll talk you about, they'll be like, here's where the gladiators would sneak off with mistresses in this area, and the ladies would come, and they'll tell you all those juicy tidbits, and this prince got eaten by a lion over here, and this is how many people, blah blah blah, and they never point out, like, you know, there were better ways to make steps, and there's better ways to do maintenance that we've learned from this is, and like a lot of it was a shoddy kind of job, and it's surprising it's still standing. And I think that's something that I missed from the tour. I like to see the nuts and the bolts of a place when I'm on a tour. So yeah, that's a really good thing to investigate.
I like that. That's really positive. And I was at the Coliseum, and they do a metal detector before you go through, and the guy was patting me down, and I made a joke. I go, aren't you supposed to have a weapon in here?
And then I guess we may as well fast forward to the big crime.
Yes.
What? How? When? Why? What happened?
Well, the crime wasn't like it's a crime because it's considered a crime by the by the courts, but they're full of shit. Because if it happens to them that way, they right away cry. I sell drugs. I used to sell drugs, and the guy that came to me, it was funny. My wife was gonna give birth. Her water broke, and I was putting her in a cab, and this guy came to me. I was in my 20s, and he was a Vietnam vet. So I used to hear him say stories like my father. So, you know, he's not a person you could take lightly. So when he came at me, he had a weapon.
Why is he coming at you?
I guess he wanted to rob me or something.
Okay.
Because he knows who I am.
Okay.
So I pushed my wife in the car. She left, and struggle happened, and I'm here. He's not.
Can you tell us by what means?
I took his weapon and shot him.
Okay. 1 shot.
2.
2 shots.
This public record.
Okay. Okay. And then what? So so you knew this guy from before. You knew who he was also. Like you
He's
knew
from the
each other from the
neighborhood,
neighborhood. Okay. And so he tried to rob you. You got the better of him. And so now, does he? After those 2 shots, is he dead or he goes to the hospital?
You're a good shot.
And so, but when he was, during this attack, he was trying to use his gun against you, or he just had it on him and you got it?
No,
from him?
he if he walking towards me and I see metal come up, you're not going to show it to me.
So he didn't pull it on you?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Once I saw it, I just threw my wife in the car. I threw
Right.
and then I just slammed the door and he left.
Okay, so after this incident happens, do you go to the hospital?
Not right then, no.
So you're like
I
hiding
have to move
out.
the body. I'm not hiding
Oh,
out.
I
Fuck
didn't even
that.
think of that part. Okay.
Duh, Shannon.
So stupid. Okay, so what happens to the body? You can't say that.
I mean, it's public record, so
So please don't. Do I have to look it up?
I put him in the mall, in a mall.
You put him in a mall.
Yes, I put him in the cabinet, then I put him in the mall parking lot.
So you just then dumped him into the parking lot of the
No,
mall.
I didn't dump anybody. I brought him to the
Befriended.
3rd floor. I put him right there. Like here. This is yours.
The 3rd floor of the parking lot.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was the west side. I think it was, I remember the blueprint.
So, okay.
And I would like to apologize to other people that couldn't take their cars out that day. I didn't mean like that to happen.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't want to
that's
cause
crime
traffic.
scene.
That's what would piss me off.
No, it wasn't
It's
the
a crime
traffic.
scene
It's a
now.
crime scene, so
Right.
no one would take the cars out.
Oh, so they're just stuck there.
And I apologize for that because,
That's
sometimes
the
you
one
do
thing
things
he's sorry for.
and-
Right, yeah.
Undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world.
Just quickly for ladies and gentlemen, for you all the listeners and the believers. He says, Brian and I have designed a day for you two to spend in Paris together, from breakfast to bedtime. We would like you to pick one of the 2 itineraries and commit to fulfilling at least half of the activities. So what are you saying, Harrington? Explain yourself. I am intrigued to know this itinerary that you've designed for us.
So my understanding was you had a week off of filming right after UFC Paris. So you were going to get to spend a couple extra days in Paris, and Anthony was going to be flying over there. So he was going to spend a couple extra days. And I thought you guys would actually have some time together outside of your obligations to the UFC. If that's not the case, my mistake. I'll keep it moving.
Well,
but I thought it would be
Mrs.
cool.
Smith
if you
is
had a free
coming along, right? They're having a nice little romantic one. Do you know what I mean? They don't want me gate crashing. I'm going to be
they're
by
really?
myself,
That sounds like the
continuing
best.
the loneliness
you
that
can
I'm currently
crash it.
enduring out here in Bulgaria. It's all right when you're on set. Then other than that, I'm just in a Bulgarian hotel by myself on my Jack Jones. It gets pretty fucking lonely. So I'll be, loitering around Paris, looking homeless as this beard gets longer and longer. But go on, what did you have in store for us?
Okay, so my idea was to do a tourist location, a scenic location, just a good spot to get Instagram pictures, etc. An amusement destination, 3 meals, and 3 places to grab a drink.
Listen, I there's one problem with one of those things.
What?
I don't know how well you know Michael Bisping and myself, but if we stop somewhere for a drink, that's probably just where the fuck we end up at. Where there's no stopping and like, oh, let's pay our tab. We'll go check out this next spot. Like, no, we're gonna drink until we're thrown out of there, and neither one of us are gonna know who paid for it the next day. It's gonna be it would be a mess. There's no 3 locations.
Yeah, no, you're not far wrong. You're not far wrong. I had a couple of days off myself here in Bulgaria, and might have partaken a little bit as well. That keto went right out the window. Do some good beer in Bulgaria. Harrington, you're out of your fucking mind, right? And I'm just going to say, strike one. How dare you try and organize the life of Lionheart, the fucking top light heavyweight contender in the world?
Yeah.
The nerve of this man.
How dare I spend 2 hours last night being your virtual concierge for the best day you could possibly have in the city of Paris? Have you ever been to Paris before, Anthony?
He did get you press access to the Louvre.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah. Like when you said
you actually did?
what did you lined up? What have you done for us?
So I reached out to the PR department at the head of deputy director of communications at the Louvre, Miss Sophie. I'm not going to give her last name. I swear to you, I did. I reached out to her.
Oh my God! All right, okay. Well, this is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I said I have.
Hold on. Are you deadly serious?
I'm deadly. I genuinely put work in on this bit for you guys for like the first time ever in the history of this show.
And it shows.
And yeah, well, like I said, I spoke to the deputy director of communications, and I made the point I would like to get a full day of you guys out and about adventuring around Paris. That obviously wouldn't be able to fit in the Louvre because of the length of their line. So I was just asking, not even for free passes, but just to get you guys in with, press access so you could skip the 6-hour long line and actually check out the Louvre.
Well, and what'd you say?
I'm waiting to hear back from her on whether or not we got the green light, but she's processing the request.
She's probably going to say, get fucked.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I've been to the Louvre. It is good, though. You got to go check it out. I got to say, the Mona Lisa is a little bit underwhelming. There's tons of people standing around, and it's a very small picture.
And no goddamn pastry on it, probably. They probably wiped that shit off. You remember that when that dude broke in through a cake at it?
Yeah. But do you know what I want to know? I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall with this conversation. Harrington calling up, who was it? This very important person, a French person at a museum, one of the world's most famous museums, and Harrington trying to articulate this conversation to them about two knucklehead UFC fighters coming in and they want preferential VIP treatment. I would have loved to hear the hard sell.
I don't think they're knuckleheads. I think one is a former middleweight champion, while the other is a top-ranked light heavyweight who's currently in competition. They have a very popular podcast, which gets X amount of downloads. I'm great at selling you guys, whether you believe it or not. So I think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Well, if she calls back, we will be. I'm not committing to your fucking itinerary because then it makes me feel like a pussy. But I might go do some of that shit.
That shit is hard.
I was watching this interview with this actor, Shia Labeouf. You ever hear of this dude?
Oh yeah.
All right. It came up in my feed on YouTube. I don't know why. It was maybe because I was looking up the shit about the Punisher, and I think the podcast is with the guy who played the Punisher on Netflix. Do you know that guy?
Bernthal.
I think it's his podcast. Anyways, I got about 5 minutes in and I was like, oh my God, this guy is like the most annoying guy ever. But I was like, if I think this guy is fucking annoying as hell, like the most actory of actors, I said the people must love this dude. So then I pull it up on my phone. I go to the comments. Of course, he's an actor. He's good at fooling everybody. So he's like, he won all these people back over. I don't know. The dude always annoyed me. I'm not a fan. But I thought, is he even in one good film? Because I couldn't think of any.
He's in Fury, right?
Okay, but he's not the star of that, right? That's the tank one.
That's true. Yeah. No, Brad Pitt's the lead for sure. He's like the he's the direct support.
Yeah.
I think he does actually have a couple good movies out there. Man, off the top of my head, I can't pull a whole bunch of names. I know he did all the Transformers, which whatever, the first one was probably all right, but
come on.
Isn't it just a Marvel movie basically? It's just like I don't know, just like the classic summer movie. The first one didn't seem so offensive, I liked Transformers as a kid, so I don't know, maybe that's why I was like all right with it. I watched that cartoon when I was a kid, so.
Well, you know how Twitter is. Like you could tweet something important, you get like 2 replies, but you tweet some bullshit like this, dude. This was probably the most replies I got in a long time. Did
he reply?
Okay. No, that would be hilarious if he replied. 157 replies already. Because I was like, look, if I think this dude is annoying, I bet you Twitter loves this guy and thinks he's the best fucking thing ever. Dan Kenny just replied. Wait, shout out to Dan Kenny. Peanut Butter
Yeah,
Falcon is one of my favorite newer movies. 100%. Hashtag so good.
I haven't seen that film.
I never even heard of this.
Well, he does a lot of indie movies, and indie movies don't get watched by a bunch of people. So I think that's I think once he stopped doing like the summer blockbusters, he kind of just fell off people's radars and didn't. I don't know for certain, but didn't he have some? I don't know if it was a Me Too thing, or didn't he kind of?
Yeah.
He got busted on something. I don't remember what it was exactly. Yeah. So he's on the redemption water bottle tour. That's pretty standard, I think.
Well, I was like, wow, he is selling this so hard and winning so many people, because I was like, this guy's full of shit, but he's so
Terminator,
good.
Transformer 7 about to come out summer 23. That's why they're setting it up now.
Godfrey. Trust.
The comedy game, hey, the train keeps going, and I like that we're finding other ways. It's great because they tried to cancel Dave at Minnesota, and Dave went to another theater and sold out over there. I was like, right on the public. Fuck you. Like, what are we doing here, man? It's like they won't cancel these bum-ass comics that ain't saying shit, but they're going to cancel the ones that are actually doing the art form properly.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
it's like this, there's like this big house parties that the cops shut down.
Yeah.
Cops don't shut down the shitty house parties. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The party
I don't think they understand the art form. The art form is supposed to be go walking into those places
That's right.
artfully and then try to clean it up and get us to talk about
the atrocity,
it and show it and look and this is
right.
blah, 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 and talk. Yeah.
But they act as if we don't go through shit. They think we're separate from everything. Like my mom, she passed away from leukemia, cancer. Yeah. If I talk about cancer and I didn't tell anybody, they'd be like, "How dare you talk about?" I said, "My mother died from that."
Like, you mean
Fuck you? Like my mother died from that shit.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking?
My brother committed suicide.
What?
But you know how many people be like, "Kill yourself." You
Right,
know what I mean?
right,
Am I
right.
supposed to go? You say kill yourself.
Right.
I'm offended. I'm
you see what
triggered,
I'm saying? We go through
Yeah.
shit. That's why we're comics.
Yeah.
We're fucking psych ward patients, man. We got the band on our wrist. We have different levels of psychosomatic shit, right? We got all different shit. We all been through some shit. Insecurities, crime, fucking all kind, being accused of shit, being arrested. We all have. All of us. And just 3 black men in here, racism hit us all in all different kinds of ways, but we've experienced them different. We get the feedback where it's all different.
Yeah.
Fuck you talking about? I go, please stop separating us from you. Just because I'm on the stage and I'm elevated a tad bit higher than you, when I get off the stage, life is the fucking same. You understand? And sometimes they come into to the room waiting like for you to go, let me see what he says.
To see
with
something
this.
that you don't like, but they don't get that because you don't like. You laughed at all this other stuff, but then you said about then it's that one thing that's them. It's like
it's the most narcissistic move to fucking cry because someone said something that didn't point at you and go, guess what? I know your brother. That's why he jumped out the window.
But you know what else is crazy?
Yeah.
It's like y'all didn't go to church when y'all was little. Remember you used to go to church and feel like the preacher was talking
of course.
right to you?
Yeah.
Of course. And you just had to sit there and endure that. You couldn't be
He was
like,
holding up a mirror.
Hey, pastor. I'm not tolerating that this week. No, get him out of there. No, you had to sit there and deal with this shit.
Take it because he's bringing, and that's what comedy's doing. And I don't want to sound corny, but we're bringing a mirror to making people. It's like a mirror, and you're looking at that mirror, and the world looks at the mirror, and the truth is up there. We're reflecting. I don't know. Sometimes when I get in that quagmire of fucking sayings, see, as comics, we're bringing a mirror to the world. I don't mean to say it, but it's facts.
So last night, Joe Biden gave a speech on domestic extremism and the threat posed by MAGA Republicans. It really reminded me of like a George Bush in 2002 speech about Iraq, laying the groundwork for a war, laying the groundwork for like, I'm going to now give you all, if for those of people who don't remember, 9/11 happened, of course, in September of 2001. In 2003, we invaded Iraq, but all of 2002 was a steady march of propaganda of Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. They were in 9/11. They're involved with Al Qaeda. Them, all this stuff, and it felt like that. It kind of reminded me of the George W. Bush, famous quote at his State of the Union in 2002 when he said, "Let us not tolerate, crazy conspiracy theories about 9/11. In this battle, you are either with us or you're with the terrorists." Right. That was kind of Joe Biden's speech. The slight difference, a kind of disturbing one here, is that the terrorists are 74 million Americans. The terrorists are, look, we've, as libertarians have known for a very long time, we've essentially had, as they call it, a uniparty system. There's two parties, but it's really one party. The duopoly, as libertarians have run into the ground, this awful term that I just, for whatever reason, is cringy now at this point, even though it's not. When I first heard it, I thought it was a really good term. But now that Donald Trump, someone who is outside of the allowable opinion of the other party, has been, has become their leader, it seemed like Joe Biden is really making a move toward a one-party state. And that there's something very creepy about that. Now, is this just them? I mean, yeah, you could certainly say that, well, he's got basically nothing else to run on. He's in really bad shape. So this is what they can go at, January 6th, Charlottesville, as he mentions in the speech, like what else does he have to say? But there was something, there was something about the tone of this speech. And quite frankly, and I know people are just kind of making fun of it, but the optics of it. I mean, this isn't an accident. Like, it's not an accident when to have that. He's standing with two Marines next to him. They intentionally put this like red backdrop behind him. It was something out of like the bad guy in a movie. Like they're trying to make him look dictatorial. Yeah. And I wonder what the hell is that about? If not your second, option. They like trying almost to provoke this kind of reaction, or perhaps provoke a reaction, perhaps set up a false flag or something like that. But yeah, look, I'd be lying if I said that my conspiracy spidey senses were not also going off like, man, this really smells like it's setting up something. It does seem like there is something where you're like, you're crossing a line here. That's it's like as almost everyone who's been in a relationship that failed would know. Sometimes there are lines that are crossed that you're like, hey, you're crossing a line here that probably will never be able to come back from. And that does seem that really does seem to be what this is.